Ariel Helwani for mmarated.com with the #1 contender to Anderson Silva's UFC middleweight title, Patrick the Predator Cote. Patrick, how are you doing today?
Good, yeah, good. You?
I'm doing very well. We just saw you doing a photo shoot for Averex. You like being a model? Is that fun for you?
Oh, yeah, it's fun, but I'm a fighter. I prefer to be in the octagon than in front of the camera. But it's a part of the game. Averex is a good sponsor for me, so I'll do that for them. It's good.
All right, so let's talk about your big fight, October 25th, UFC 90. I actually want to start a couple of years back when you fought Travis Lutter. It was a disappointing loss for you nonetheless, but you came back, and you're in less than 2 years. Here you are again, fighting for the title, that shot that you were trying to get back in the finals of the Ultimate Fighter 4. Did you think it would happen this quickly, this turnaround for you?
I always believe in myself. I came from very far, and it's a nice story actually. I lost my first 4 fights in the UFC, and now I win. I won my last 4 fights in the UFC, so now they give me a shot to Anderson Silva. That's exactly what I wanted. I do this sport to be #1, so that's a good opportunity for me.
Is there something specifically that changed in your training, in your mental mindset? Is something that, after those 4 losses that you were like, okay, I need to change something, and now you're back on track?
Yeah, sure. I changed a couple things, but the base was good. I had some bad luck by the past. Against Dorkson, I was winning the fight. Against Laban, I think then I got robbed. But anyway, I learned a lot about those fights, and here I am right now. Maybe that's why I'm here right now, because I lost those fights.
After Anderson Silva's last victory, we all thought that he was going to face Yushin Okami, but Okami gets injured. How surprised were you when you got the call that you weren't going to have to wait for the title shot, you were getting it right away?
Actually, I didn't have the call. I was in the Caribbean island on vacation, after my fight against Almeida, and when I came back, everybody, I had the thousand email and text message, and everybody was like, "Oh, Kami broke his hand, and you're jumping." I didn't know anything, so my manager called me 2 days after I came back, and he told me the good news. So I was very happy.
A couple of weeks ago, there was a press conference in Chicago. You got to face Anderson Silva for the first time. Anything you say to him, or did you see something in his eyes that you're like, "All right, I got this guy"?
No, we were very, very respectful to each other. We know then that's going to be a good fight. There's a lot of lack of respect on me, from the media of the American media, because they already talk about a super fight against Silva and Liddell, or Silva will fight Paul Filo in next year. I think that they forgot that I'm here. I'm there, and that's okay. If they don't put me too much attention of me, that's good. I'm going to train, and I'm going to shock the world. So that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Does that actually add some more fuel to your fire when you see these articles online and in the newspaper of maybe Anderson Silva's manager talking about a super fight and all that? Does that piss you off deep down?
Yeah, but I know very well the manager of Anderson Silva. He's a good guy. He just answered the question of media. He's not like that. I know that Silva and his manager don't look after me. They know that I'm there, and I'm going to give him a war. I'm going to take everything he will give me, and I'll give him back for sure. So, but it's just about the media. Everybody think that. Yeah, maybe I don't have a lot of chance, but I still have a chance, So I'll do a Matt Serra of myself.
I've heard you say that you're going to practice your lucky punch, sort of like Matt Serra, but I know you're going to do a little more than that. Anything specifically that you've seen from him that you think you can exploit come the 25th?
Yeah, the thing I said that I work a lot on my lucky punch. I'm like just to I don't know. It was a little bit arrogant thing, just to tell to everybody. Then yeah, I'm not going to tell you anybody, because nobody want to know. The American media nobody want to know what's going to be my game plan, because they already see me dead in the octagon. So I'm just joking, and I'm just to try to take this thing, lightly, and I'm going to train, and I'm going to do what I have to do in the October 25th.
We've seen Anderson against Travis Lutter and Dan Henderson. A couple of times he was a bit in trouble. Those were really the 2 times where he seemed to be in a bit of trouble but got out. Is there anything you can look from those matchups that you can say, okay, now I can take this a whole other level?
Oh, for sure. The fight against Dan Anderson is the best fight that I can watch. Dan Anderson won the first round. he did a good job, and you know, the game plan it's simple. You know, against this guy, you can't let him take the control of the octagon for at least 2 seconds because you're in trouble. So you have to go forward and push the pace, and you know, exchange with him and find a good the space to put a good shot. So.
All right, let me quickly ask you. There's a lot of media now. There's a lot of hype for this fight. You fought in a main event before of an Ultimate Fight Night, but this is on a whole other level on a pay-per-view. You sensing anything different? More pressure? More, you know, people asking you for your time here with interviews like this, or are you able to control it all?
No, I'm okay. You know, I don't do that to be famous. You know, I do that because I like the sport. You know, I don't play the star game at all. You know, I like to train. I like to stay at my home, and I like to invite some people in my home. But you know, I'm not the kind of guy I'm going to the club and let the club pay for all my shit. You know, you know, I don't play this game. I like to train. I like to fight, and that's it.
All right, and if you win the title on the 25th, 2 out of the UFC's 5 titles will be held here in Montreal. Obviously, George St. Pierre, the other champion. Does that excite you a bit? That you know, this great city will have two of the 5 champions?
Oh, that would be awesome. You know, but you know, right now, it's all in my head. I eat, I sleep, and I train for Silva for October 25th. So, if the thing happens, that's going to be awesome to fight in Montreal as a champion. But right now, you know, I have to beat the champion.
Any predictions?
I think I'll put him away in the 3rd round. I think so. That's going to be a good war. And my face will be a mess after the fight, but I'll have the belt for sure.
All right, well, he is Patrick the Predator Cote, and on October 25th, he faces Anderson Silva for the UFC middleweight title.